On everybody. Day 29, final day. Damn. That was a quick series, wasn't it? Seems like that moves super, super quick. So I'm gonna attempt to go live for the last time on Instagram just for the hell of it and see if we actually connect. Since we haven't been able to for past few days. So yeah, so all I'm gonna do for the last live in this series. Yo, what's up, Max? How you doing, bro? All I'm gonna do for this last one is I'm just gonna kind of just talk about whatever else is left to talk about. Look, we just spent the last 29 days together, guys. You guys have been connected and plugged in on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. We've been talking about all types of shit the past 29 days. Some days you guys have been more interactive, some days you guys have just been listening, but I think a lot of people are catching the replays, which is great. Ever since I started doing the hashtag stuff, I've been seeing who's actually watching it live, who's actually watching it replayed. So let's do that real quick as a reminder. If you guys are watching this live, drop a hashtag live inside of the comments on whatever platform you're on. If you're catching this replayed, hashtag replay, just so I know. That's always great feedback because then I just get to see this like boatload of comments whenever people jump in on the replay. I'm probably not going to do another 29, 30, 31 live series type of deal, but I'm open to doing more lives. I think that there's a lot of people that, I'll probably have to pick a day or a time every single week, uh, every other week, every month, whatever it is to connect with you guys. If you guys like connecting live, I know that some days, especially these past few days, just because my schedule is getting busier, I've had to move the time around so you guys can't actually plug in live. But depending on the feedback, if you guys want more lives like this, and I might have to choose just one platform, probably YouTube, because it's the most consistent. Um, I like to talk more about personal development shit on my YouTube channel anyway, so that probably works better. If you guys want more of these lives, I don't know if I'm going to run them weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Just drop a hashtag more inside of the comments, and just remember, it's probably gonna be on YouTube. It's not gonna be on any of the other platforms. That's where I'll stream it to. Just so I know. I I mean, the biggest thing for me is there's so many lessons I think that we learn over time. And when we do trainings like this, it's like an overlap, right? So all of the things, if you guys go back through these 29 days, it's overlapping a lot of the teachings. But you see how all of the things that I've been talking about kind of merge together. And I think that's the biggest thing, and that's the biggest lesson people need to understand about learning. There's something about learning. Max, I appreciate the live and the more, bro. Appreciate you. I'll text you back, by the way. I'll text you back. There's something about learning and learning and learning and learning, and there's another thing about implementing and doing. What I wanted out of these 29 days that, there's somebody that's gonna catch up. There's somebody that's been doing the work. There's somebody that just hasn't like raised their hand and said, "Hey, bro, I've been doing the work." But there's gonna be one person that really puts forth the effort in every single day of these 29 days. Again, that's like at least 20 hours because I know I don't riff off like an hour off each of these trainings. But there's gonna be somebody that will watch this once, that'll watch it again, and they'll watch it again, and they'll rinse and repeat the same things over and over and over and actually start to master the teachings and then implement it to their lives, and their life will change. Out of 29 trainings, their life will change. I promise you that. There will be one, and I'll make a whole ass, video, case study, whatever for it. Fuck, like, whoever it is, I'll even see if I can interview them and just be like, "Hey, look, the one guy, out of the thousands of people that have been watching this has changed his life. Let's talk about it," you know? And that would be amazing to do. So if that's you, get to work, put in the work. I would love to interview you, and see what your biggest takeaways were. But, one thing that I do wanna say, if you noticed these past 29 days, think about it. If you've been plugged in with me for the past 29 days straight, hasn't part of this growth that we've all been on the past 29 days, isn't a big part of that? Not even a lot of the teachings, not even a lot of the wisdom that I'm trying to pass over to you guys. Not the exercises, not my way of thinking, not my lessons, not all. Isn't the simple act of committing to something, didn't that change you in some shape, way, or form? I mean, think about it. It changed me even in these 29 days. And I do this shit for a living. You know what I mean? So like ask yourself, have you started looking forward to these lives? Have you started looking forward to catching up? Have you started looking forward to a different way of thinking? Have you started looking forward in these past 29 days? And if you have been looking forward to things, just the act of looking forward to something, doesn't that kind of show you how easy it is to start taking yourself to the next level in life? That you just have to like plug in and then commit to just showing up. Isn't just those two things, right? Plugging in and then committing, plugging in and then committing. Isn't just those two things, whatever it is, isn't that enough to get you to start looking forward again? If you think about it, don't you spend majority of your life like looking down? Don't you spend majority of your life like just trying not to live real life because you're so stuck in the mind, so stuck in here? But in these 29 days, has there been a moment in these trainings, in catching the replays, in doing the exercises where you actually like stop looking at the ground for once in a while and you looked up and you're like, damn, what is possible for me? Damn, I guess where can I get to? Damn, where is all of the work that I should have been putting in that I haven't been? Think about how much reflection and realization you actually have had if you take a second to reflect back on these past 29 days. It's kind of crazy that when you're plugged in, when you feel energy and you're in proximity of energy, how much you start showing up more. And it's just like that shift. I want you guys to understand that changing your life, Jacob, what's up, bro? Changing your life has nothing to do with like these massive ass like epiphanies and realizations and fucking acts of God for you to actually start changing your life. It's actually just showing up, doing the thing. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest thing. Jacob, I'll get to you in 19 growing in sales. I'll do some sales shit a little bit later. Go to my yes, go through my Instagram and shit. That will probably help you with the sales stuff. A lot of like this 29-day series is on personal development and shit. But you can actually go to my YouTube channel too. There's a lot of sales shit. If you DM me, we can have a conversation about like sales resources. I got a fuck ton. But I'm just wrapping up on this 29-day series thing. So think about it. If that's all it takes, then why is it that people don't move forward? Why is it that people struggle with taking that next step in their life? Why is it that people stay in the same fucking position they've always been? Why is that? It's because when you are like in one space, right? You're by yourself, you're doing the same shit day in, day out, but you're not surrounded by different energy. You're not surrounded by different people. You're not surrounded by people who think fucking different. It it's a stagnant life. Like, how the fuck can you possibly come up with your next massive ass idea when you're doing the same shit that got you stuck in the first place? You see what I'm saying? Like, that is just a crazy way of thinking. That's just a crazy way of doing life. And there's people that really just lie to themselves, and they're just like, there's somebody that fucking told me today. They're like, "Hey, you know, things take process, things take time, so I'm just being patient." And I'm like, "No, that's a fucking cop out, bro." When you guys tell that to yourself and you're just like, "Oh, well, it takes a while to make good things happen in your life." Do you guys realize like what I've done in the past 4 years? Like if you don't know what I've done in the past 4 years, go back through some of these trainings. Holy shit. It's my 4-year anniversary with my wife today. Okay. We started from when I was in the corporate world, when I was in my 9 to 5 job. And today was a lot of reflection of like how the fuck I went from being that guy who almost gave up on family, that guy who almost gave up on love, marriage, all of that shit. I was going to settle for a mediocre 9 to 5 job and just live that life. That was going to be me. How did I become an entrepreneur? How did I get all the things that like everybody wants? I mean, shit, like I'll do a whole series on that. I don't know. How did I go from that guy that was drinking all the time, smoking weed, fuck, bro, like, I was doing coke, I was popping pills, I was doing at 13 years old. How did I go from that guy to who I am today? How did that happen? Did I say, "Oh, good things take time"? No, fuck no. If I said that to myself, it would have taken me my life, my entire life to get to where I am today. Well, how old am I? Fucking what am I? 31 right now? 31? I think I'm 31. I might be 30. I think I'm 31. Yeah, just my birthday just passed. See, I don't even care anymore. 31 years old. I've done quite a lot for 31. And I'm not saying that shit to brag on you. I'm telling you that to be like, wake the fuck up. Why does it have to take time? Why do you have to just be patient until it just so happens upon you? Guys, that's not how fucking shit works. That's not how success works. You get after what you want in life. You take what you want in life. You forge yourself into who you need to be to get what you want in life. That's how it works. Can you imagine if I spent the last even just 4 years just saying to myself at the start of my journey, "You know what? I'm not where I wanna be, but I'm just gonna wait and be patient because things take time to process." You know what kind of fuck off I'd be today? I wouldn't be anywhere near I'd be probably a shitbag dad. I probably wouldn't be able to have this beautiful relationship with my daughters. I wouldn't have this beautiful relationship with my wife because I'd be having to live a fucking mediocre fuck, man. I'd probably be working at McDonald's. I'd probably be working at some shitty ass place just to get by because I got crushed during the shutdown. But you know what I did instead? I was like, dude, fuck this. I'm not gonna like battle everybody for like the worst possible conditions. If I'm gonna go to battle, I'm gonna go battle for something crazy that's gonna change our entire lives. That's what I'm gonna battle for. Every single day was a fight. Every single day I fought for what I wanted. Every single day I fought myself. I fought the negative mindset. I fought all of the limiting beliefs. Every time something told me that I couldn't do it right now, I found a way to get fucking resourceful. I found more energy. I found more drive. I borrowed that shit if I needed to. You guys understand that that's how belief works? You guys understand like that's what it means to be resourceful? It's not just always physical resources. It's on the days where you want to give up, don't listen to yourself on those days. Go find somebody that has a massive amount of belief. And if they believe in you, even better, borrow their belief. That's called being resourceful. On the days where you're like, bro, like, I can't come up with the answer to this problem that's in front of me, go get resourceful and talk to somebody who can figure that shit out right now. But if you tell yourself, well, I can't figure out the answer to this problem right now, you know what? I'm just going to be patient. I'm just going to wait because these answers take time. You know what kind of dumbass does that? The one that never wins, the one that never becomes successful. Because that's literally the word track you're telling yourself. You're breeding yourself to believe all the weakness. You're breeding yourself to believe all the lies. And people always ask me, well, Phil, how'd you get quantum leaps? Motherfucker, because I just pushed all the time. Every time things got hard, I pushed harder. Every time my mind got weak, I worked out more. Every time that I couldn't believe in myself, I borrowed belief from every fucking corner of this planet that I could find, even if they were in old ass books or looking in the mirror and having a hard ass conversation with myself. I did whatever the fuck I had to do to find what I needed to move forward. I didn't just say, I'm going to be patient today. I'm going to be patient until the answer comes about. I'm going to be patient because shit takes time. Fuck that. You guys only got one shot. There's no more time that you can make. You can't create more time. Your time is limited on this planet. Do you guys understand that? You don't get to try and try and try and fail and fail and fail and just be like, I'm just going to pause. I think I'm trying to push success too hard. I think I'm just going to let success find me. You're going to waste all the fucking time and the minutes you're never going to get back. And you're going to fucking regret it. You know what you're never going to regret? At the end of your life, you're never going to regret looking back on your life and being like, fuck, bro, I was as relentless as I could possibly have been. Everybody knew, but I knew that I put my heart and soul into those moments where I was the weakest. You think you're ever going to regret that? For me, when I think about going to that version of me that's lying on my deathbed and looking back on my life and I'm like, fuck, bro, I'm so fucking proud of you. I'm so fucking proud that you decided to push in those moments. I'm so proud of you that when you were scared and you weren't sure on what the fuck you were gonna do, that you just said, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm gonna just take it brick by brick, step by step, day by day, motherfucker. That's all I can do." You know how proud I am when I think about that shit? You think that if you are on your deathbed, like, guys, you have to make sure you push yourself into the future and you think about this shit. This is how you change your life now. You think about all of your regrets, all of the things that you will regret. You go into that sage version of you that's lying on their deathbed right now. You close your eyes as them and you think back to these moments. What would you regret? What are the decisions you're not making that you would regret? What are the fears? All of the false armor that you're wearing that you're believing. And you're like, "Fuck, I wish I believed that that wasn't me. I wish I believed that at that time, that was just my weakness. That was just fear. That was just doubt, but fuck, I didn't have to believe it. If only I knew." Can you imagine that you had these last fleeting moments, your last few minutes, your last few seconds just ticking away, and you're just like, "Fuck, I didn't do it, man. I didn't do it. I wasn't it. I knew it in those moments. I was just so fucking scared." And now the thing that I'm afraid of the most is that I'm never gonna be able to try again. Can you imagine that fear? That's the fear you're never gonna be able to take back. That's the fear you're gonna fucking die with. Can you fucking imagine that? And you guys don't even think about shit like this. You don't even take it to this level because you're like, "Oh, Phil, that's dark." The world is dark. Life is dark. Life is real. Life is fleeting. If you don't think about life that way, then you're wasting your fucking time. Step aside and let everybody else that takes this life actually serious show you what happens when you live with no regret. Every single day, every month, every year that passes that you are in fucking denial, that you got time, you just watch as your hope withers away. Every year, you're going to put on some fucking weight. You're going to start drinking more. You're going to start doing more stupid shit. And you're going to start lying to yourself even more that you're happy, that you're good. And every night when you're by yourself, you're going to know goddamn well that you're just not happy. You're miserable because you've been lying to yourself. I'm just telling you guys, man, these 29 days, the reason why it was an eye opener for me is because I see you guys. I see you guys jumping in and out live. I see the feedback. Sometimes you guys can't see the feedback because it's like a cross platform and shit. I see what you guys are saying. You guys don't think I check on your socials? You don't think I'll click your username and check up and see what you're doing? You're all agreeing with me. What the fuck are you actually doing about it? What are you actually implementing in your life? "Oh, Phil, like these were massive takeaways for me. Oh, these were gems, Phil. Oh, I really needed this, but what the fuck did you do different today?" Who cares if you needed to hear it? What did you do with it? Like, I want you guys to understand, like, the whole purpose of knowledge is the implementation of the knowledge. The whole purpose of passing the torch and getting the torch passed to you is so you can implement it. Can you imagine in machine gunnery, if my seniors passed me the torch of knowledge, wisdom they've extracted from their years of service, and then I fucking learned it and did nothing with it? I didn't pass it on to my Marines. I didn't utilize it in how I thought, how I operated. Can you imagine what a fucking waste it would be? But you don't even value yourself or the knowledge that you have enough. You don't value it enough to use it, to believe it, to say it, to reflect on it, to do something good with it. It's a fucking waste because here's what's gonna happen, guys, and this is always my fear, and I'll tell you guys, you know, I said it at the start, I believe, at this series. We just got disconnected from Instagram again. This is why I don't even try to stream to Instagram. It just boots it off, and everybody's like, "What the fuck, bro?" You know? And then they don't know I'm on a different platform, so, you know, it is what it is. Look, um, back there, okay? Back there, right there. And right there. You remember I told you guys a story at the beginning of this series. I had a Marine. I had a Marine that looked up to me. I was the Marine that he wanted to become. He saw how motivated I was. He saw how much I had pride in earning the title Marine, how much pride I had in being a machine gunner, how much pride I had in just earning what I said I was gonna earn. That Marine's gone. He lost his battles to the same demons we all battle on a daily basis, but he lost it, and he's gone. And the shittiest part is hearing things after the fact that you were this big bad wolf in his eyes. You were the guy that he looked up to. He put you on a fucking pedestal. He looked up to you, and not fucking once in those last few days, not once in those last couple months did you really do your damnedest to reach out and to figure out that something dark was happening, something dark was looming, something was about to happen. And you know the shittiest part about that? I didn't know. My best friend, his brother, had no fucking clue. Nobody knew the darkness that was happening. And that's how it always ends up. There's a lot of people in this world that are hurting. There's a lot of people in this world that are going through dark times, and I'm not talking about just externally, I'm talking about internally where it's the darkest. And the craziest fucking part, guys, is you don't think that person is, like, looking at you right now. You don't think that that person is looking at you and emulating you right now. And it's fucking crazy because you're like, "Nobody's watching me. Like, I'm just doing me. There's nobody." Like, literally. Can't be friends, can't be family. There's nobody. You have no fucking clue who's watching right now. One of the one of the lessons that you'll learn as a Marine is, always do the right thing even when nobody's watching. And it's true because there's always somebody watching. You're either watching or you're operating, and from so fucking far away, there's somebody watching that's looking up to you and seeing like, damn, what's gonna happen? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna stop there? Are they gonna keep pushing themselves? Are they gonna break down? Like what's gonna happen? And there's so much of the world that actually stops. They give up. They become actually so selfish and they feel so badly about how they're feeling temporarily that they make it permanent. And by choosing that feeling that they're feeling temporarily is a permanent feeling, they've now become it. It becomes their identity. And because it becomes their identity, those fucking people that were looking up to you to show them like this path, to show them that like if you guys from where you're from, if just you listening right now could break through to the next level, that it would inspire that young buck over there. That it would inspire your friends, your family, your cousin, that person that's on the brink of losing their battle because they don't have hope in themselves and they were looking to you to create it. They were looking to borrow it from you. Man, you guys don't think that people are watching you right now. That's crazy. I remember when we lost Tommy, I was like, dude, there's no fucking way that anybody was watching me at that time. Like I was an asshole. I was just angry all the time, you know. I was like, there's no way. That's why I was so in my own world actually being selfish, and I kept saying, "I'm this way so I can be the best leader I can be for my Marines." I kept telling myself that that's who I needed to be, and if only I knew what I knew now, what I know now, I would have been a much different leader, much different. I would have been a kinder leader. I'd have been I would still be the bulldog for sure, but I would understand what I'm saying now. Because if I was this way back then, man, I don't know. Maybe it would just inspired another conversation. Like, hey, bro, I heard that shit you were talking about, how life was hard and how you got through it, and I'm going through some shit, you know? Like, what if it's just that? What if it was just you like being just vulnerable enough to share the shit that's hurt you in your life? And just by sharing the story, you start to heal people. Can you imagine? Just like that one fucking thing could have started a whole different conversation and changed the trajectory of what the fuck happened. And you guys don't think that you're that to people. You're that to somebody right now, but you are. It's fucking crazy. And it's not doesn't mean it's something's gonna happen right now or anytime soon, but over time at some point, you're gonna have a tough conversation with somebody and you're gonna know that fuck, I should have put out a little bit more. Because I cannot speak life into this person because they've been watching this whole time I've been letting myself down. And, what I would love is to save one of you guys from that guilt and shame and hurt. Everybody can say, you could have never known. You could have done nothing about it. That's something that happens deeper in somebody. Look, you know what I'm talking about when you've experienced shit like that. You can do therapy, you can do everything, but that shit runs deep. And all I would want for you guys is to really take time to build yourself. Like, it's your life's work. I want you to understand that. Like, this is not content to me. I hope you guys get that. This is your life's work. You are your life's work. You are this piece of clay that you can mold into anything you want. That doesn't mean it's going to turn into what you want right now. But if at any point in your life you can mold yourself into the very thing that you could be proud of, the very thing that you were meant to be, that you were purposed to be, and you could become that at any point in your life, why wouldn't you spend every day trying? Why wouldn't you spend every day going all in on you? Man, like if you told me, a couple years ago when I first started doing like online and content and shit, because I wasn't always a social media guy. And you told me one day I'd have strangers from all over the world telling me how my stories, how my training, how this, how that has been like changing their life. I'd be like, nah, bro, like I'm not even a social media guy. There's no way that could be me. Doing podcasts, doing content, connecting with you guys. Like if you told me a couple years ago, I'd be like, no, 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 that's not me. That's not my personality type. I'm a very private individual. I don't like to talk to people like that. If you're in my small circle, I got you. But other than that, no. What happens with your purpose is it grows. What happens with your purpose is you tap into it. And for some reason, like the curiosity, just like I was telling you guys at the beginning of this final fucking training, just by being in proximity, just by showing up, just by me doing that for me, man, my vision of my purpose just kept expanding and expanding and expanding. Where it's like, now I need to connect. I need to share with you guys these stories. I need to show up. I need to share with you guys my pain, my hurt, the good, the bad, the ugly. I need to share all of it. Because if I don't, then I'm going to repeat the same mistake that I made here, which is being too fucking focused on me and how I feel and my fears and my doubts versus serving the person that needed to hear the message. When was the last time in your life where you woke up for that purpose to serve? Where you actually had a purpose in life, where you had to wake up, where you had to do the thing, where you had to put out, where you burden the responsibility of somebody else watching you, praying, hoping that you're going to make it. Because for them, the moment they see you win, they believe in themselves more that they can too. When's the last time you burdened that in leadership? Too many people think they're supposed to live a mediocre life. Too many people really think that they're not purpose for anything more. You, right now, do not believe, like genuinely, that you are purpose for something more. You have the itch, you hear the calling. It's a faint calling, but you hear it, but you don't act on it. 29 days. How much have you chosen to change your life in 29 days? These 29 days, just so you guys understand what this taught me, because every time you teach, you master more. Another lesson I learned in the military. Whenever my seniors put me in a more senior position, I had to teach the very things that sometimes I just learned because you download the teachings at a deeper level. So now, as I teach you guys the things that have already changed in my life, I have a deeper understanding of things. So, in 29 days, here's what it taught me. Here's some of the lessons I've learned about myself. Okay. Number one, at the start of this journey, I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't know. Like, if I actually want to do 29 days, but I said it. So I kind of got to follow through. It's my word. I also realized that shit's not always black and white. These started at early ass in the mornings, then it shifted to the afternoons, and then it shifted to night. You guys all accepted it. You guys just wanted to connect. For me, in my head, I was like, damn, I gotta like change my whole ass life to deliver on these 29 days. But in reality, this is a beautiful thing that it taught me that this thing, this fucking camera, these platforms, it's a way for us to connect. And all I did, guys, is I just told you, hey guys, we're gonna move from the morning to the afternoon because my fucking schedule's going crazy. Guys, we got to move from the afternoons to the late nights in the last couple of days, probably last week of the series, because my schedule's going crazy. And I got nothing but love back. But the reality was at the start of this, I was like, fuck, man. Like, what if people get all pissed off and shit? Because like I was starting at one time and then moving to the next. And at some point, I was like, what the fuck? Like, everybody's joining my ride. Like, I'm driving the fucking car. If you want to opt in, opt out, who gives a shit? But the fear was present. And right now, I just feel love. Right now, I'm just like, I think we accomplished the mission, guys. I think we actually did it. In 29 days, we're more connected now for those of you that have been engaging with me, DMing me, texting me, all of that. We're more connected now than we were just 29 days ago. And it started from this. Doesn't that prove to you that there's people from all over the world who think just like you? That they don't need to be your neighbor. They don't need to be your friend, your family. They can be people that literally think like you, that operate like you, that want what you want, just like you, but they're just not near you. Doesn't that prove to you that you're not alone? It also showed me just a different level, like I usually will do a day without content. That way I can spend time with my family just completely free of a content commitment. What I found is, you know, my daughter has been with me. working with me, like she's literally over there, as she has been this entire series, because we get to spend more time together while I continue to deliver. And in her mind, she sees dad giving to the world. She sees dad helping people. Before this, I was like, I had to separate the two. And it created like this friction because I haven't like guys, I want you to understand to build content on like Facebook, on Instagram, doing YouTube videos, and then going live and then running like actual businesses, running teams. It's a lot to get done every day. I want you to understand that. While still being a good dad and a good husband and then going to the gym. Like it's a fucking lot. So these 29 days showed me how much more I can actually merge a lot more cuz I'm already like super optimized. But these 29 days, man, it just showed me how much more optimal I could be. But do you see how I'm trying to teach you guys, but how seriously I take my own teachings is why even my life changed in these 29 days. That's why if your life hasn't changed, if you haven't changed where you're orienting your focus and you're in the same spot, you didn't maximize on this time. There's no way that I have already come up with so many things that have already changed for me that are gonna make me even more lethal as we go into this next year, and you haven't. This has shown me how much more hurt there is in the world, genuinely. When I went online because I've heard of all of these online opportunities, and I had just lost my job. We were going into a shutdown. So my purpose and intention of going online was to produce. That's why I took on sales. I didn't become a coach at first. I took on sales. I was running sales online. And then people asked me, "Well, how are you making money doing that?" And then I taught them my operating system. And then shit got more advanced and more advanced and more advanced. And I just kept having to deliver. I didn't really do it thinking that there was people out there who would sit down for 15 to 60 minutes with me for 29 days straight to start healing. I never thought at the start of this journey, I would just be able to talk about the shit that actually means something to me. I thought I'd have to talk about just straight sales and business and shit. You guys have shown me, especially for those of you been vulnerable, you've shown me how much hurt there is in the world and why it's important for me to keep showing up too. It's been so long since I've been, with toxic friends in a toxic environment, in a 9 to 5 job where I have to like be around all negative people. I have detached from like how that feels. So when I go to like the mall, if my wife wants to go check out some shoes or something, or we're out in the world taking a drive, going to a restaurant, whatever, I analyze people because that's how I connect back. And I'm just like, oh shit. It feels like I live in my own bubble because I've built my life the best way I know how that serves me and my family. I want you to do the same. But you guys, especially the ones that have been very vulnerable with me in the DMs and text about your situations, it reminds me that there is a lot of hurt in the world. And we got a lot of work to do, guys. We got a lot of work to do. You got a lot of work to do on you so you can continue leading and passing the torch to other people. Guys, this is like a team effort, man. Like, this is not just Phil starting content because you guys will see. Okay. I've always held back on like this whole fucking influencer, so content creator type of bullshit because I was like, I'm not influencer. I'm fucking just a guy that's trying to provide for his family. I'm taking that spot. Okay. So here's what you guys are gonna see over the next couple of years. I'm gonna take the spot in content. I'm gonna take the spot in influencerville. I'm gonna fucking whatever the fuck. I'm gonna just keep blowing my shit up. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't know if it's gonna take me a decade. I don't know what. Here's what I do know. I know that I show up and run this type of content, do these lives, do these series, and I like give you everything I possibly can that I know that you need to implement to change your life. Most people that are online try to do things in such a weird fucking way because they want to get a sale from you. I want you to change your life before you ever decide to work with me in any of my programs. Take it. Take all of the shit. You go to all of my platforms, there's literally everything that you could possibly need to follow in my footsteps. That's what I know. So I know I outperform people based on just integrity. I'm not a viral person, as you guys can see. I don't have this crazy ass personality. I scream sometimes. I cry sometimes. I talk like this most of the time. Like that's just me. So there's probably a low chance I'm ever gonna be one of those viral guys. That's good. That's why I'll play the long game. I don't give a fuck. But here's what I also know. My message touches the hearts of people I've never met and that have never met me. And in one video, they feel like they're no longer alone in this world. So I did my fucking job. And if more people who had an influence that had a reach online had more of that heart, oh my God, the actual impact, not that bullshit marketing. I want to have an impact on the world, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit that people say. And you can tell that you can't even connect with those motherfuckers. If more of them actually led with their heart and try to change people's lives, man, the actual impact there would be on the world. And you guys got to know that you're a part of that. You are that for somebody. You'll be that for multiple people. You'll be that for hundreds of people. You'll be that for thousands of people. The question is, when are you going to start believing that that's you too? Because what you guys are going to see over the next few years, what you guys are going to see for the next decade is me climbing up this massive ass fucking hill. And I'm just like, hey, follow me or fuck off. Follow me or don't even try to pretend, because there's going to be somebody behind you that wants a spot too. And I'm just going to lead the path. I'm just going to say, I'm walking up this hill. You guys do whatever the fuck you want. And you just see how my life changes. You see how the people who follow me, how their life changes. You just see who implements, who gets stronger with each step. You just watch. It's the same thing we did these past 29 days, guys. But now instead of 29 days, 29 months, fuck, 29 years, we just keep going. We just keep showing up. 29 days ago, I didn't even know a lot of you guys. 29 days ago, a lot of you guys just like freshly started following me. The shit that you guys have told me, I guarantee you guys don't tell your best friends about that shit. You don't tell your family about that shit. Why? Because I've told you a lot of shit that I haven't told my family, that I haven't told my friends. I'm like more open with you guys about shit that's hurt me in life than I ever have with anybody that I've ever actually physically known from school, from childhood, blah, blah, blah. That's why. Because when somebody's vulnerable first, it gives somebody else permission to be that way too. So when you become more vulnerable and vocal on your platforms with your people and you start spreading your message, you're going to give permission to all the people watching you that, damn, I guess I can do it too. I guess it's not that bad. I guess it's okay to be me. I guess I'm not broken. I guess it's not a bad thing that I went through all this shit in my life that I went through. I guess it's not a bad thing that I used to drink all the time. I mean, it was, but I'm changing my life. I've changed my life. I'm working to change my life. I guess it's not a bad thing that all of these things I did in my life that I no longer do, those things aren't me anymore. That it was just a season in my life, but now I can forgive myself. Okay. So that means that I can also change my life. I can have what I want because that person that I'm watching now is doing it for themselves. You guys realize you are that, you can be that for other people. 29 days, guys. This was my birthday month. that I launched this series. I don't even know what called to me. I was like, leading into the month, I was like, there's something calling me to do like 29 days straight. I don't know what it is. I've never done this before, guys, by the way. Just like I fucking told you guys, everything else I've done in my career, I've never done before. I just do whatever I'm called to do. I don't know what this is gonna do. I don't know if this does anything. I know that I've connected and reached the hearts of people through some of these videos that needed to hear that message. We're gonna see what happens if because remember, guys, just because I do them doesn't mean everybody sees them. The algorithms actually only show to a small percentage of my following. So even if there's thousands of people that are following me, probably like 50 people have actually gotten notified of these videos. So we're gonna see what the algorithms do over time. Are they gonna show it to people? Every time you guys comment, show love, whatever, the algorithm shows it to more people. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how much impact these 29 videos do over the next few years. I'm not worried about the next couple weeks or the next couple months. These are gonna be up forever. I don't plan to take them down. You continue to watch and see because everybody that has not seen these videos yet, at some point something will call to them. Some weird shit's gonna happen, and my random ass video is gonna pop up right there the day they needed to hear that message. And I'm gonna watch with you to see what happens when somebody's just consistently putting something out there, putting the message out there, showing people what it's like to live free. Man, you guys can set yourself free right now. If you were to lean into all the things that scare you right now and you found a way on the days where you're just like, fuck, bro, like that could, that's like putting it all on the line. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I'm ready for it. Man, those things that scare you the most, that's exactly what you need to fucking do. And I can only tell you from my personal experience, it's the craziest emotional roller coaster you're ever gonna feel. But when you learn to master yourself in absolute fucking chaos, when you come back from the chaos, you don't recognize yourself anymore. It doesn't even register in the mind. You're just like you, and you're just like you're just a little more disgruntled because you're just like everybody fucking complains all the time, and I did it. So what? That's that lethal you. That's that you that like does whatever the fuck because you know at the end of the day it's never gonna be a failure. At the end of the day, you're just gonna do whatever you got to do, and you're gonna win, and you're gonna do whatever it takes. And I want you to do whatever it takes because I want you guys to look 1, 3, 5, 10 years from now. Who the fuck can you become? And then like challenge yourself every day to like just show up. Be like, I said I can envision that I'm gonna become that fucking badass motherfucker, just like I told you guys what I'm gonna do. Not what I think I'm gonna do. I said what I'm gonna do. I have this awesome track record of doing the shit that I said I was gonna do. My wife even gets scared sometimes. She's like, "Oh shit, did you just say that?" Because she knows when I say it, it happens. It's done. Because I commit. When I say something, I commit. I do it. I get it done. Can you imagine that your wife gets scared when you start having these big ass dreams? Because you've already actualized one of your other dreams, two of your other dreams, three of your other dreams. Can you imagine that? That when you actually start speaking, the people that know you the most, the people that have been there through the shit are like, oh shit, that's that next level. Oh fuck. And they're just getting ready. They're just like, ah, fuck. I can go into war again, huh? I want you guys to just know that that version of you is just lying dormant inside of you. It's there, it's present, it's right here, right now. If you can't feel it, if it's you're not emotionally connected to it right now, that's where you gotta start. You gotta start like reconnecting, getting back, finding it again, because you've had it. In those moments where like you were in straight survival mode, where like shit was gonna hit the fan, that was you. That's where you found it in those moments. But because you got through it, you forgot it. I'm asking you guys to go there right now, even when you don't need it. Or if you do need it right now, you need to tap the fuck back in there. All right. Look, guys, I'm going to have all of these recordings on YouTube. If YouTube ever decides to take this down for any reason, hit me up because I'm pretty sure I'll put it into some other place where you guys can access it. Look, these 29 trainings, they're for you to use. These 29 trainings are for you to continue to go back to. This is not like a listen to it once type of deal. This is go back as you need it because you're going to go through seasons in your life where you're going to go through some of the same shit that you're going through now at a different level. And you need to go back through the teachings. You need to go back into learning and relearning and mastering and then getting to the point where it's unconscious competence, where like you're just operating from that place. All right. This is literally what I want to gift to you. Use it. If you didn't do the exercises, go back and do the exercises. I'm going to be coming out with a lot more shit, but like these 29 days, man, this was just me and you. That's all it was. Like I said, guys, 29 times now in a row, I sat down at my desk and I was like, what does the world need to hear today? Typed it, boom, fucking flowed. All right, guys, this is what we're talking about. I don't fucking know. This was just me and you for 29 days straight. So go back to it. Go back to it. Re-listen to it. And do the fucking work, please. Do the work. Stop wasting time. Stop giving yourself outs. Stop telling yourself it's too risky. Take the fucking risk. Do the damn thing. Find a fucking way. Stop finding excuses. For once in your life, do the hard thing. Do the thing that scares you the fucking most right now. That's what's going to change your life. All right. So, with that being said, guys, kind of crazy since I'm not going to be going live tomorrow and I'm so used to going live every day. So now I have to like unlearn going live. Oh fuck. I got to tell these guys blah blah blah. But I don't have to do that after tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting for me too. If you guys want to see how that turns out, if I actually like maybe it'll register, maybe it won't. Check out my Instagram. That's where okay, so let me break down my social platforms just so everybody's on the same page, okay? On how I'm currently using them. YouTube, I like to talk about all of my personal development shit, okay? Here's why. You guys can see how long have we been running? We've been running for almost an hour here. I talk a lot. I love to flow. I love to like take a topic and just go in on the topic and then go like around the topic, come back to the topic. I'll fucking talk for days. Okay. No other platform except YouTube likes that shit. The users on those platforms don't like that shit. YouTube people love you guys because you like that shit. You like to learn, you like to absorb shit, right? I want you to execute on it, but you get what I'm saying. So, my YouTube channel is going to be primarily personal development, mindset, discipline, self worth, a lot of that stuff. Anything that you need to personally develop who you are. That's what my YouTube channel is for. Instagram, you're going to see a lot more like sales, family, mindset type of stuff over there. Oh, and fitness. You're going to see that. That's more of like lifestyle. If you guys check out my stories on Instagram, that's like my day to day. That's like you're just living my day with me, and I'll share with you a lot of stuff. And then that's kind of what my Instagram's for. Facebook, that's more of sales and business. There's a little bit about family, but it's really just like if you want to learn about sales, business, coaching, consulting, all that. That's what my Facebook is for. TikTok, I kind of fucked it off because I think I'm shadow banned. I don't know what the fuck happened. It's taken me like years to build an audience over there. I just don't think I'm a TikToker. I really just don't think I'm like that interesting to be on TikTok. Um, I have a podcast. Podcast, if you just want to listen, on your drives and stuff like that, that's personal development. I have some entrepreneur shit in there and business. So it's kind of like a hybrid. So that's kind of like all my different platforms. Okay. Um, so depending on what you need, check out the different platforms, plug in, whatever. If you guys use different names and different pictures, like I try my best to remember everybody, but like if you hit me up and you're like, hey bro, I fucking talked to you over there. I'm like, well, you're using a different fucking picture. Don't blame me. But that's it, guys. That's how you guys can connect with me. You guys can stay plugged into my YouTube though. Subscribe, do whatever. I don't know. I'm just kind of like organically building it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just talking just like I am right now. And you guys are still subscribing. So I must be saying something right. Um, If you guys wanna actually text me, like, literally text me, you go to philbohol.com/contact, okay? So it's my, I think I'm pointing to it right here. First name, last name, .com slash or forward slash contact. That's how you can test me. If you're dealing with shit, if you're struggling, if you're going through something and you need somebody to either kinda give you some guidance or better yet, kick you in the ass because I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, bro, you can probably do better than that." You can text me. Or if you're, like, actually looking for help, you can text me. But anyway, you can get a lot of my coaching from my Instagram stories. I literally talk on that shit every single day with my thoughts, all right? That's the biggest thing, all right? Um, that's it, guys. That's all I got for you, all right? So if you guys wanna chat, DM me on my other platforms because obviously YouTube, we can't do shit. Probably, DM me on Instagram. If you guys wanna reach out to me, text me, philbowl.com/contact. And then we're just gonna fucking ride the wave. We're gonna roll with the punches. We're gonna do whatever we gotta do. And, that's it. All right? That being said, guys, much love. I appreciate you guys for joining me on 29 days with this series. Again, if you're watching this live, I'm gonna leave it up for like 30 more seconds. Hashtag live in the comments just so we get a little bit more engagement to show this to more people. If you're catching the replay, still want the feedback. Hashtag replay in the comments. If you guys want more, just like I mentioned at the very start of this video, if you want more lives, right? I'm probably only going to do the lives on YouTube moving forward, not on any other platform, because again, personal development and shit. Drop the hashtag more inside of the comments. I don't know if I'm going to be doing them weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. I just want to get some feedback on who actually likes the lives. And what I'm going to do, because it's been a little bit different times this past, 29 days, because we kind of took messy action. I will be setting a specific day of the week, a specific time. So that way, obviously you guys know when to like plug in so we can actually watch it live. What's up, Kay? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I keep seeing your slash replays. So I appreciate you. Glad you can join us live. But yeah, guys. So yeah, let me know inside of the comments and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Execute. Please just execute. Do yourself a favor. Peace.